we had to make a stop because you just can't, you just can't here. I don't even know what to say. It's just, and I mean, this is a roadside attraction that you just will not see anywhere. I mean, it's even got crazy people in it. I mean, you've ever seen them before? And then you come over here. I mean, Chuck E. Cheese is even here. And look at that camper way back there. Oh my goodness. Yep. And they're doing the same thing.
We're in Jacksonville, North Carolina, and we're at Veterans Memorial Park. There's a bunch of monuments here, and here's one that's really cool. This is the Montford Point Marine Memorial. So Montford Point, what is that? What difference does that make? Is it, I mean, who were these people? Well, this is what's cool about Montford Point. It's Executive Order 8802. Executive Order 8802 actually effectively ended discrimination in the armed forces based on race, creed, color, or national origin. I just read that off the back to make sure it said that. This kind of stuff to me is cool because, you know, racism is stupid. Let's just be real. To have an executive order to say we're not going to discriminate, it's unfortunate that it was even needed. These trailblazers here, so basically these were the first black Marines, 1941. So let's go check out the memorial on the other side of the wall because this is just the entrance. So let's go see. So here we have a map of where these Marines fought. They were all on the Pacific Theater, like most Marines were in World War II. Maybe hard to make out in the video, but all these are stars on this wall.
This represents the approximately 20,000 African American fighting men who once stood at Montford Point camp like this cadre of stars to become United States Marines.
Interesting stuff here. There's some rocks, the person's name on it, Ricky. Marine Corps cover with some medals. There's a couple of beer caps. So here's the thing about all this stuff that's on here. Those beer caps, some people might think are trash. There were comrades who came here to have a beer with their buddies who didn't make it. Beirut Memorial means something to me too, even though I don't know anybody who died there. I grew up not too far from here. Our school was in the same sports conference as Lejeune High School. A lot of the kids there, their fathers name are on this wall, unfortunately. I remember when this happened. Remember it well. Never forget. We are at the Core Sound Waterfowl Museum in Harkers Island, North Carolina. Kind of where I grew up. It's a really cool place.
Yeah, it's really neat. The decoys that are here, they're all like handmade, handcrafted. And I mean, it started with just men who worked on the water and a humble little art, they called it.
A humble art.
A humble art. So I thought that was really cool. What are you doing? Oh.
My zoom skills are not that great. Let me get my head out of the way. Check that out. Handmade swan. It was kind of a hobby for some, and other people's, well, put food on the table. Decoys were used to bring in ducks.
Goose.
Enjoyed the tour. Got some kind of weird people following us again, though. So apologize in advance for that. Watch the master at work here. Here in the back is a representation of the rare Christmas duck. Don't really see them out in the wild too often. They are a protected species, so if you do see them out in the wild, be very careful. Give them a wide berth. What do you think, Talon? Like this place? Talon likes this place. This is a Talon approved location. Those of you who are asking, she does like it here. Floors are nice and cool, but there's no steps. Really, she loves steps. She loves walking upstairs. Shelley's got a phone call here, so.
Hello? Oh, yes. Yes, yes,
Doesn't she look like somebody who put like a voodoo spell, cursed your family and everything?
Well, I think she's actually doing it right now.
She probably is.
Not did, not did.
Don't stare
is.
directly in her eye.
What is up, guys?
All right, we're upstairs at the Core Sound Waterfowl Museum, which is really dedicated to all the communities, all the Down East, the original Down East communities here in eastern Carteret County.
There's even half a headstone in here.
Yep, I don't know where the other half is.
I don't know.
Now it's time to go see some awesome panoramic views of the area.
beautiful.
So let's go check them out. Well, we've just finished up our visit here at the Core Sound Waterfowl Museum in Harkers Island, North Carolina. Talon got a present.
Helen got a toy. And you know what? You like shoot it. It goes, shoo, and it just like goes. Oh.
That's the actual noise it makes too.
Shoo.
It's a cool place if you're ever in Carter County, which you really should go because there's a lot of cool places out here. And it's free. And it's awesome. And you should come check it out. We got some other stuff to check out. So here comes the other stuff. All right, I'm back in my hometown, South River, North Carolina. Behind me here, as you can not see, is the hotel that used to be here, Sportsman's Village. Store over there. We used to hang out as kids. The difference is this hotel. This is where Shelly's family stayed when we got married. I don't think they'd stay there now though. It's pretty creepy. But it's nice here. Growed up a lot.
So we're standing not quite on the street corner, and definitely not on a street corner in Winslow, Arizona.
No.
We are in Beaufort, North Carolina. Beaufort, not Beaufort, Beaufort. This is Ann Street United Methodist Church.
But we're not here to go to church because it is Saturday, but
it is a
check out the
beautiful,
windows.
beautiful church. We're here for the old burial ground.
The old beer.
Practice medicine in the apothecary shop, now on the Beaufort historic site. Both doctors lived across the street from the old burying ground.
Beaufort.
Beaufort. Beaufort. Beaufort.
I'm going to spam the crap out of this video if you don't get it right.
You can say Beaufort once we get to South Carolina.
That's right.
Okay.
So here's Sarah. Sarah's got an interesting story. Unbeknownst to Sarah, she actually cheated on her first husband and got married to somebody else. But here's how that story rolled. And actually, it's really not that uncommon for this time. Her first husband, they got married. He worked on a boat. The boat went out to sea. Boat never came back. Thought he was dead. He gets married, has a kid. Everything's all hunky-dory. A few years later, boom, first husband shows up. In probably one of the weirdest conversations that I really wish it was video cameras for. The first husband and second husband had a little conversation about how they were going to divvy up Sarah here. The second husband got to keep her while she was alive, and the first husband got to be buried next to her. That's weird on so many scales, and I mean, it's so weird Talon can't even stand for it. I mean, she's just not standing for it at all.
This dude was in the Union Army. He switched over to the Confederate Army. Union Army hanged him for it. The end.
And morale was never the same. The end.
Yeah, you should have said that.
So here's the common grave of the sailors from the Chrissy Wright from 1886. This is kind of a local legend here in eastern North Carolina, and you know, some say this is what led to the creation of the Cape Lookout life-saving station. We saw Cape Lookout earlier in this video. It's a common grave. Don't know how many people are in here, but all the sailors, they froze to death on here, and so they, for whatever reason, they buried them all together. And most likely the reason was the sailors who died on the Chrissy Wright, nobody knew who they were.
This is my Dustin take on this. There was a bunch of people. They froze. They buried them in a grave together. We didn't. The end. We don't know how many. They're just gone.
This is Dr. James Hunt. He was a surgeon in the War of 1812, and was really super unique about this guy is not only that he fought in the War of 1812 and he was a surgeon in the military, but he got married, wrote his will, and died on the same day. Sounds a little fishy to me. I don't see his wife anywhere, so I think she just ghosted out with all the money on the day they got married. He wrote his will and died. It's fishy to me.
So he said, I do, and she said, no, you don't.
She's like, wait, you gotta write your will first.
Yeah.
This is my Dustin take on James Hunt. James Hunt came here, and he was really smart and married a woman who was even smarter, because he got married, he wrote his will, and died on the same day. And his wife is not around, so I'm betting she has all the money. brought the wags to New Bern.
In the rain.
In the rain. You can hear the thunder in the background. You can probably hear a little bit of the traffic around us too.
Screams of little kids.
We stopped here at the Episcopal Church because it was founded in 1715. A lot of these graves are from the 1700s, and it's really interesting, including the altar back here behind us. And
we're actually standing well, we're not standing on people right now, but
no,
all around this little, what do they call this thing?
The outdoor remembrance
chapel. Yeah, there's people buried everywhere.
And right over here where Leslie was standing there, that is the birthplace of Pepsi Cola, and we are going to head over that way. So.
We're at the New Bern Civil War battlefield. Really cool place. Tons and tons of plaques and stuff around here.
It's huge.
It's huge. Let's take a musical journey around some of these plaques and other things that are going on. So we're at the scene of the big crabbing tournament. So far the score is tied 0-0.
Dustin's up first.
As you can see, Dustin is intent. So what we're doing here is, well, poor man's crabbing, I guess. Chicken leg, piece of string.
Leslie's given up. She's trying
Yeah.
her own spot.
Yeah, Leslie's going to try a different spot. Let's see, we might have something here. Or not.
He was on it.
I'm gonna be like Leslie.
Yeah, well, it's got to hit the ground, so it's got to hit the bottom. What do you think, Talon? Yeah, I know there's it.
He's eating the crap out of it.
Since I'm not recording.
You
You got it? You got it? Yeah. Okay, I'll get
You better get him.
Mine's back on.
Okay, just hang on. Nice and slow underneath. And you got him.
Yay!
It's a little blue crab. And he's actually too small to keep.
I'm covered in grass.
Yeah, he looks a little pissed off.
Yeah, he will. He will snap you. He will snap you.
Yeah.
Flip it over.
Yeah, just flip him over.
Who cares about being fragile?
Yeah, he ain't gonna hurt him.
Oh, there he goes.
Woo!
What is that, Talon?
Talon?
Yo, I'm going in.
No, you're not.
You got one? I need to bring my rig over here. Yeah.
Okay, so the current score is Wags 0, Leslie 1.5, and Shelly half. And as you see, they're all laying on the ground because, well, I told them that the string had to be no more than 5 feet long due to state law. Now, is that the truth or not? I don't know, to be honest with you, but it sounded good. Just to wrap everything up, we had a great time with Dustin and Leslie from Wayward Wags for the 2 weeks we were in Eastern North Carolina. My stomping grounds, I guess, where I grew up. Great times seeing some from the old sites. The sun just came out and is blinding me.
We had fun playing games in the evenings.
Yeah, we you know, hanging out and playing games. And as you saw right here at the very end of the video, we had a good time trying to catch some blue crab. And that got cut short due to the rain. And we're looking forward to meeting up with them again in January. But in the meantime, it's on to our next adventure. So stick with us as we head south to Florida, then northwest. That way, northwest. We got a lot of fun stuff coming up.
See you at the next adventure.